What the honourable member from Edmonton Centre just said. Haven't been here quite as long as she has, but I think in 6 or 7 budgets it's becoming more and more disappointing in, first of all, the information that we're given. It's line items as stewards of the taxpayers and how that money is being spent. There's just no information there on where the breakdown is and how this is being spent. I find it quite amusing that the government is going to go through its own personal assessed-based budgeting. That it's just comical to me to hear them say that. You know, what have they been doing for the last 40 years? But the process that's set up, the amount of time that is allocated to the different members is just almost meaningless to take the time to prepare, to ask questions when you're not the official opposition. We even have less time. And then the ministers, again, take up half that time just pontificating and almost in a laughable state on why you're even questioning anything that they have in their budget. And the process is not one that puts the interest of Albertans first. And I would thought with this Premier and her idea of new budgeting to get better value for tax dollars, I don't think that there's better eyes than to be more open with the books and to show the expanded items and how they're broken down and where they're being spent and how the contracts that are out there, that we can actually go through those. And none of those things, Mr. Speaker, are available to us as opposition members. And again, the biggest problem is the short time to debate these different ministerial budgets. Is very, very short. And so the Premier today got up and said that, you know, she's going to debate this budget and pass it and go forward, when in fact there's enough holes in this budget that you could drive semi-trucks with cash through there and not know where they're spending it or how it's actually being spent. If past budgets are any indication of future budgets, we don't need to see it. We've listened to the finance minister saying we haven't seen it yet. I wonder whether he's seen it. And it's even more comical that they went out in February on a tour to say, oh, what do Albertans want in our budget, when it was already printed. I mean, they're talking about going through the budget and no unjustified increases. How can you know whether something is justified or not when all you have is a one-line item saying procurement for health equipment, you know, $1.2 billion. It's just ridiculous, Mr. Speaker. And so I, too, have to stand and reinforce what has been said by the honourable member from Edmonton Centre and say it's very disappointing, the amount of time that is allocated to discussing the budget, but even more disappointing on what little information that we actually have.